of axe. He's going to move that command center out there, and I'm still scouting him with this Zergling that's running back and forth. The reason I put it up here is because I wanted to know when he dropped down there. He's now got a Thorn, he's got a couple other Marines. I'm going to go ahead and start moving some of these Spine Crawlers down as best I can, because he's going to have a real hard time running into 5 or 6 Spine Crawlers with all the units that I have now. So I've got quite a few Hydralisks, I got a few Roaches, a couple of Lings, and I've got a big drone army here, and I'm still getting a lot of manufacturing. I've got a hatchery there, and I'm getting drones down here. He's not doing a real great job of scouting, though. He's just sitting in his base. It's a pretty standard thing that I've actually seen happen quite a bit. The standing around, waiting, trying to mass up the perfect group, and it just doesn't work out too well. So he now has tanks, so he's going to go ahead and move ahead, but he's still afraid to go in. He knows that he scouted it. There's quite a few of these, so he'd rather just pick on it with a tank, thinking that I'm not expanded anywhere. Unlikely, or unbeknownst to him, I have 4 expansions all over the map, and I'm not managing them too well. I did see that he was coming in here, and I've got this creep tumor building here that he's probably going to manage to take out here. Yeah, so he's going to pop that thing. I move my Hydras down, and then back into the base. I know that I'm probably going to lose it, and so I'm focusing on just trying to get an army of some sort out. So I'm going to pop a Queen out here. I've got this one here. Started a Baneling's Nest in case, if he's got quite a few Marines, I'm going to want to take out those as quickly as possible. So he's not going to want to run into that. Excuse me. And I really don't want to run into him. So he's going to go ahead and pick off that Hydra Den while he has a chance. And this is probably enough units that if he had engaged, I know that I could have taken him out. And so he's going to sit back and just try to lob at those creep colonies, or the Spine Crawlers. Once again, unknown to him, I've got things all over the map, and I've started to mine a lot of minerals. I've also started to pick up some Zerglings, because I'm going to get Banelings with these Marines. It's going to be real easy when he charges in here to come in from the back and blow a few of them out. The only problem here is that Thor. It's an armored unit. It's not going to take a whole lot of damage from the Banelings. You could probably pop 5 or 6 of them on there without a problem, and he'd probably still be at or above half health. So he does kind of a smart thing here, but I've already totally mined this out. Meanwhile, I've got drones started here. Got a Spine Crawler started there as well. Baneling's Nest here, and I've got these other units down here as well. And so I've got some Banelings. I've got Queens popping out some Creep Tumors. My Overlords are sitting around, and in his base, you'll notice that he's really distracted. He doesn't have any mining really going on here. He's got way too many SCVs on these few minerals. He should have moved more than half of these off. But he's totally focused on trying to kill me here, which is actually what I wanted. I wanted him really focused on me, because I'm going to move these Hydralisks out of here. I want to go in and try to take out his base when I get a chance. So I'm going to move all these units out. I'm going to go ahead and probably just call this a loss, and make him waste the rest of his time trying to take these things out. Meanwhile, I'm focused on these other ones, and so you'll notice I'm getting extractors on all these. I'm spreading out my different buildings, and the reason for that, I haven't picked up another spawning pool, which I probably should do, especially with the mineral count where it's at. I'm really trying to get harvesting everywhere, though. So I got a couple of Lings popping up here. I'm going to get a couple other units down here, and then I figure this will probably go next, and so I don't have too many on the thing here, but if he ends up moving away, I'm going to keep him busy there. So I do end up going and attacking with my Hydras. He loses a couple units, and I get a good couple of explosions on the back. You'll notice almost all his units are at almost no health. So I've started to mass up this kind of Zergling and Hydra army, and so I went in and popped his expansion there. He's not able to mine, and he's totally out of minerals here. He's got like 100 minerals left, so he knows he's got to expand. He's going to have to come out here, have to recall these forces, and he still has no idea that I have a base down here, or there's a base over there. And so he just got a scan on this base. He knows that there's one down here. Still nothing here, and he doesn't know about the base up there. The importance of scanning people and scouting them is just totally apparent in here. And so I get 2 spawning pools with the amount of minerals I have. I'm not too worried about it. However, what I am going to do is I'm going to start scouting the rest of the map. So I call this a loss as well. Go ahead and move up. I'm going to get the Queen over here, and I'm probably going to pop up a hatchery. So I'm just going to keep popping up these hatcheries while he's busy elsewhere. I've got enough drones at all of them that I'm not particularly worried about it. So he's really focused on trying to kill the rest of my units here. That Overlord gets away, but I pull all these drones off, send them up here. Figure up here I'm going to try to get as much as I can, and so I start pumping out some Zerglings. I know he doesn't have a lot here, and so if I can just get a few units in there, he's going to have some real serious problems. So I've got the leftover Hydralisks, a couple of Lings, and some Roaches. Then I'm going to go ahead and send them up here to meet up with the rest of these. Meanwhile, he's busy down here, and I know there's no way he's going to get back. So, what I decided to do is it's time to go into his base, time to take out everything that he has, because I know he doesn't have a lot of minerals. I haven't scouted this, but I imagine that if I've been mining and I mine this whole thing, he's probably completely out of minerals except for this one. And he's not up here, because he's still scanning up here. So, he's busy trying to take out everything else that I have there. He's got a couple things sitting around, and I got these creep tumors watching him. I've got a couple of things here, but he doesn't know where anything's at. He still has no scout on the other... Oh, wow, that wasn't smart. He still has no scout on the other portions of my base. All he can see is that I had this here, and that it's now gone, and that there's nothing else down here. So, let me get back to where we're at. So, back to where we're at. I apologize for that. He's got, this is right before he had attacked there. So going back, you'll notice that I moved all my units up here. He's got all his units over here. And he's finished out my hatchery. So I've got quite a few lings started here, and I'm going to pop out some more. All my larvae are up and going, and I've got a couple drones sitting here because I wasn't paying enough attention. I'm not mining all the gas here because I'm going to focus mostly on primary units. I know that if I can overwhelm the units that he has here, and these medevacs are totally out of energy, that I can take out this Thor very quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and start harassing in his base, and this is his livelihood going down the drain here. He doesn't have a lot of minerals. He's got about 330, and I just killed all of his drones, and so his SCVs, and so he knows, well, he's got a problem. He's either going to take me out, or I'm going to take him out. And so I head into his base now, causing him on the full alert. He's got to back up. Once again, he did not leave a big enough force behind to defend against anything I had, and he obviously didn't realize that I was going to have a big group of units. So he's going to send his orbital command out, hoping he can save that. He didn't load any SCVs into it, which is not a great thing, but he's got a couple of minerals left behind, and I'm going to go ahead and try to take out the rest of his base. So this is his last army. I've got 2 fully operational bases. He's probably going to go up and take this one out because he knows about it. I'm still pretty sure he doesn't know about this one. Once again, he left all of these larvae behind. And I've got creep tumors here, so these will sit here indefinitely. It's a great thing about creep tumors. And I started a spire there, and I've got a drone sitting around. I'm going to take out what he has here, but he does come up and check on this. I think on his way, I don't know if he had scouted or not, but there's not a whole lot there. And so he imagines that he's got a few bases and I got a few. He does get this command center down here, and so I kill everything that's in the base, except for that command center. And so that's floating around up there. At this point, I knew he was coming up here and he was going to take this out, which is totally fine with me. I had all of my Zerglings down here, and I still have a pretty good group of Hydralisks, Zerglings, and a couple of Roaches here. And so I know that if I can overwhelm this, it's done. I do notice that all these things are on low health. He's going to pop that Spire before I can finish it off. But I'm getting a couple Spine Crawlers down here, and I'm getting some Banelings because I plan on just taking out his whole army if it's possible. So, down here, you'll see that I popped out a drone from those larvae that were sitting there. I'm going to go ahead and start a hatchery. I'm probably going to start a hatchery up here as well, and I may or may not have done it here. He left the larvae behind. And so, there you go. Leaving the larvae behind, terrible idea. You've got to make sure those things die because they will sit on the creep, especially if you've got creep tumors forever. It just gives you a way to not do anything. I moved the drones up here, and he took them out. He probably figured that there was nothing left. I've got a big group of Zerglings here. Got a pretty decent army. I mean, it's not great, but it will do very well against him, especially with a couple of Spine Crawlers and the Banelings that I have. So I'm getting this hatchery into a layer so I can get another Spire. I took his expansion back here. I've gone and expanded up there again. He knows he's got to move around the map, and so I'm getting my Overlords out of the way. I don't want to lose those and get Psylocke. He's got a bunch of low health things here, and he knows he's got to take something out. I probably should have moved these Spine Crawlers earlier, but I end up moving them in just a minute. He goes and checks up here, kills off a couple of my Overlords. Got a hatchery just about finished here, another here, another here. He has no buildings left, so these are the last units he has. There's that hatchery popping up down there, and that is the power of him leaving all of those behind. Let me farm up all these minerals and put these drones on it. So all 7 of those larvae turned into drones. He comes up and checks there. He's going to take this hatchery out.